So we're continuing here. Yeah, let's look at purchasing again. We lost a cavalry division, so we can purchase another one. Recon bombers. Yes. We want to do that. And that's leaving us with an MPP. Produce another division. We can look here at our production schedule here. August 7th, we will be getting 2 more, next there. And then the 9th, we'll get 2 more, 16th, 18th, and then we click down here all through August 26th, all the way through to the end of August. These are already, some of these are stuff that we've just built, the later stuff, I think. But coming a lot. Stuff still coming up here. So, but leaving us enough to, we'll get more MPP to do more railway movement. Okay, Belgian morale falls. Like a good example, we were talking earlier about what would happen if the French lost Paris. No, they didn't. I didn't expect that. Well, I'm losing my cavalry divisions. Very poorly handled. I didn't expect that either so fast up there. Expect like the garrison in Brussels to be around. Now they're making a major push here. Which may be a good thing that they're making a major push. Oh, good. They blundered into my dug-in infantry. Because if they're pushing down here and we can hold them, instead of trying to push them too much, if we can hold them, that will allow us to, we lost a cavalry division. And this is where we get to place them. And again, we want to put them on a rail link. You see the idea that, the French had suffered through the Franco-Prussian War with Paris surrounded for a long time. I'm not in any way a great expert on it, but, the Prussians crush the French ultimately and proclaim the German Empire at the Hall of Versailles, which is sort of some of the reason why you have the Versailles Peace Treaty signed at Versailles, is because the German Empire, or the Prussian kingdom, becomes the German Empire in the halls of Versailles. So there is sort of like later on the armistice that was signed in the railway car in Compiègne at the not the surrender later at Versailles when the German politician came in, but the armistice that comes that ends the fighting of World War I is in the railway car that then Hitler hauls out and uses for the surrender of the French in World War II, and then blows it up so it can't be used again against them. There is a lot of symbolic actions going on here. So you have that situation, and then you come. What would the French do if they feel a similar thing is happening to them in World War I? Well, you can see it in World War as the Franco-Prussian War. See, in World War I, the Belgians fought doggedly and actually, held on to a sliver of their country up around here. But in World War II, they just didn't have it in them to fight. doggedly. And so they, got rolled over. There were, some battles that the Belgians really did fight hard for, but a lot of it just no. They just weren't up for it. Okay. Well, now this unit here is in a very bad spot because he's going to be attacked by all those units and all the units to the rear. So this unit here is also in a bad spot. So what we need to do here is address our front line here better for this push. Okay. Yeah, and I do know that they're sort of pushing up in and around, which is actually going to be more of a problem for them than me. Cut the railing here, but we're going to address it with some, but if they don't pull out here. So this could either turn out is going to be really badly, or we can do okay. So he's going to fall back to here and entrench. Okay, there. And he's going to come up here and entrench that one. Okay, let's see, we can get him back. He's going to move to there. Undo for a moment. This has got to be our line right here. So he can move. Okay, he has 3 points. Nope. We need to entrench. So this is going to be our line. So he's going to come here and grab. Swing that to the north just in case they try to flank around. Yeah. Right. Okay, well, at least for the moment, we've created a stable front line. So this unit here that was here should have been, hit, swapped out, would have been crushed if the AI is at all competent. The unit here probably would have been crushed as well. He's sort of holding the flank, but I don't think they're going to do too much units because I think I'm pretty sure they're keeping 4 divisions here, or at least detachments. So since I see a lot of units here, don't think they're going to come in and surround this unit, especially with him here. So I think we're okay here with him holding the flank. So this is hopefully a good line for them stable. Yeah, next round we will see. Oh, I could lose this, guys. I'm in no way. Never take that what I'm saying is I'm somehow like the best player. Hopefully I'm a decent player who's entertaining to listen to and watch play as I talk about history. Not that I'm so great. Learn from my mistakes. Now here, what we want to do is crush this. Which ones? Okay, that would be your 2. Might as well keep him moving forward. Action points. 1, 3. He only has. Okay, he can come here and entrench. Just in case the French will decide to come up here. He won't be entrenched, but he's already moved, but sort of backing away and defended by the river on his south, so that could be fine there. I say should be. You can see here the unit that just moved up versus the unit that's been here. Okay, so we've actually got it. Yeah, we'll take that. Okay, so now we've secured our railway link through Liège and going to be pushing on. Now here, we're not going to give up the position at the moment. I think there very well may be more French troops coming, but let's try to hold that position there. And we're sort of short of, again, action links because of previous limited supply. But we're going to keep pushing it and get that supply going. Oh, and or the rain. No, I don't think the rain is affecting us anymore. No, we're going to be on the side of the river. Just because I don't think I'm going to march out and get this. So you don't think, and then sometimes it happens. Of course. Looks like he can make it to there, so... Yes, okay, so he'll be entrenched. There'll be an infantry unit entrenched and not a horsey unit entrenched. They have secondary supply. So I'm not going to... Well... Say I'm not going to, and then I'm deciding to. And entrenched. No, we don't care about them fighting their way out that way. I'm more worried about reinforcements coming from the south. Now they can entrench. This is really this move and entrench is what I've learned. I just move their full point too. Many Belgians were pro-German. Yeah, spiraling. I would say few Belgians were either vehemently anti-communist or ideologically more on the fascist or national socialist type viewpoint. And a very, very, very few were actually like pro-German and whatever. Now, these are numbers that are, I would say, insignificant in the sort of national society. I mean, less than 10%. But they do, yes, I know of, Leon de Grelle and a lot of that. But many as in thousands out of all the Belgian population, yes. Many as in a 20 or 30% of the, or 30 or 40% of the population, no. It really isn't anything like that that I can see in World War II. That's my analysis of it. Okay, rail links there established. Let's just do this to establish that. Okay, most of this stuff here, we're going to continue to try to push up and around, and now that we have links, we'll be able to do so much more effectively, as well as reinforce when sort of the time comes. But right now I want to get some of the units just forward. Yeah, we're trying to hold some of these here. Okay, so we have that. Okay, recon bombers. Now this, as the title says, it's sort of a reconnaissance that has a little bit of bombing. So what you want to use this unit is prior to a large offensive. You know, we did take out Liège, and we did push in some of these other places, but get somewhere and bomb it, and then follow-on attack are much more damaging. We're gonna get you near to the front. Okay, well now here we can now move you. Right. I think sustaining our main sort of swing around offense might be the best way to go about it. Now, I wanted to really put you in there. So I wanted to use you for the Namur offense. Like, yeah, that was just so dangerous. God, he could take that out. I guess here. I just want to hit here and keep on going. Rolling hard, fast. Okay, what do we have down here? Yes. So shock and awe at times, yes. Here we're going to hit him. I know we weren't going to kill. Well, didn't think we were going to kill him. Here, ooh, we could maybe take him. Yeah, this is. He's done for. You're back in entrenchments. So, want to do that again? Okay, guys. Now, I can't re-entrench, but it'd be better to change the angle on that a little bit more, but that's okay at the moment. Now, we're going to come up to here. You're going to come back to here. You're in a detachment. I didn't realize that first. You got to look at the idea between. I don't know if that's supposed to be a dot or an X. This is supposed to be two X's for a division. So even though this is 10 strength, it's going to be a lot less stronger than a proper division. So they're definitely useful for holding lines in a little bit of the rear area, but you don't want them as your primary force to punch with. Right. Okay, he can come down to here and French. He can come up to here and I know, well, it might be more useful to put more pressure on there, but here, yeah, I'm hoping to. They are not entrenched. I think entrenchment is more useful than reinforcing it this time. Okay, well now here. They're holding here and the entrenchment's facing the wrong way. And so we want to okay, now what we're going to do is swap these two units out. And then the 9 strength is there and entrenched. And this is here a little bit entrenched. He's just going the wrong way, but we're going to reinforce. I think he's marginally safe there. Take on reinforcements. I'm going to keep it back there. I want to put pressure on them. Now here. Okay, so these guys. Remember, we don't want to put them out where they get attacked, but we will put them here to get ready to hold this flank and maybe cut them off. And so I want to, so I can take here. This is much easier to hold. I'm not trying to hold this like with 3 units. I'm going to hold it with 1. Push other places. So as a limited objective offensive, this is quite useful. If we can take that out. Yeah, spiraling. This is an hour and 20 minutes ago is the beginning of the game for the March on Paris, which is a divisional base game. Obviously, we're in August 8th, 1914. Beginning of the war. Sure. I'm got about another 40 minutes here left. So if you come back, great. If not, Martin, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. Do appreciate everybody's here. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube. I think most of you are, but just reminding everybody who might not be. And also reminding you again, I don't care. I get nothing like regarding sales, but I want to let everyone know that currently this game is on sale. Most all of Slitherine and Matrix games are on sale right now on Steam, not on their own site, but on Steam. These are the ones that are their games that are on Steam. The ones that aren't are like brand new games. We want to get you up as well. Yes, we're spinning the PP. Okay. I think we can get you reasonably safe there. Now here we're thinking we're holding the line here. We've got these guys. Yeah, I think a little more mobility there would be useful. We might as well, right, since you're here. And so if you, like I was saying, if you want to purchase this or anything else, I'm thinking of picking up a couple of older games that I don't have that I think I might want, sort of Napoleonic and 18th century stuff. I want offensive, more units everywhere. Sort of kind of think we're doing okay here. Sort of kind of think if I can deploy this here, I'm doing fairly well. That would have been nice for a little destruction of the division. That could be the destruction pushed there. So yeah, let's do this here. Let's zoom out again, just make sure any extraneous units put out there. Okay. Now, because I haven't been doing very well with every divisions, we can replace. Normally, replacement units come a lot faster than really newly purchased units. Onto the right. And yeah, I think we have No, we have immediately enough points to do 80, but the idea of maintaining enough to be able to do some movement next turn, or as much as we want to do. Belgian fortress, yeah, but we want to get close enough to prepare an attack. So if you aren't going to attack the fortress, one of these blue hexes with triangles around them, as opposed to the black ones. The blue ones have a radius around them. Oh, they are going to put it there. Like I was a little worried about that, but they're going to be limited in their ability to do that. Like he's going to get to die. They want to just attack it. You get bombardment effects that reduce morale, readiness, whatever. So you don't want to park your units right there if you're just going to sort of hover around the fortress and not assault it. It's better to stay a little ways away from it. But like I'm planning on taking there, I want to make sure that I get up there and do a prepared attack. Yeah. All right, 2 more divisions. I think these are still the ones that place dependent. The ones that we're buying and putting back in, I think will just be at any of the valid deployment points. Okay, well, only has 3 action points. Gotta think about that. Well, let's look at some of our problem areas here. He has 3 action points, so that means he could move here and still dig in. Good. Now this unit here decided it wanted to come around the flank. So did this unit here. And see now, this is my, yeah, this is taking a lot of divisions to hold here. Okay. Fine. You mishandled the cavalry division. You come up here and entrench. You come up here and entrench. You stay right where you are, and you fall back to there. Yeah, I'm letting them have that, but it just, I'm surrounded, can't defend. Well, maybe I could have moved in there. I don't know. Just trying to create a stable line here in which to have them assault me and take higher casualties than I am. For the moment, that's really stable. Here we can do that. Well, see, this whole line here that we were being threatened with here, they moved all of their units away, either by strategic deployment or just simply I think we can take him out. So you really only want to make attacks if you can fully take the unit out, or think you can. Because you have almost near insta reinforcement. Right. So he just lost that unit, and yeah, you're entrenched, so you're not. So but we're gonna try it. No, I didn't think we were actually take him out, but that was just to move up and smack him. Oh, I should have used the bomber, but I guess I was really moving him down this way. Right, now we have the artillery here, which I can get close enough, but not close enough to attack this turn. Right, okay. He's going to encroach. Yeah, I think that direction. Yeah, no, he can't make it. I thought he could. Okay. Well, oh, cancel. 65% morale. Let's just use. We do want to hold here. I don't know why I can get to there with 3 and couldn't get up to there with 3 action points, not behind the river, so we will. But I really don't want to give up that crossroads there. I don't think they're coming out from the fortress to attack me. Can't quite get in. So I just have to be thinking a little more methodical. Goodbye, John Beth. You have a good day or evening as well yourself. Not just try to rush these. Do sort of set piece type battles. Okay, so here, let's grant. No, there we go. Just in case somebody sort of comes up. I don't think they're going to attack. I keep saying this, and they do things. Around behind us, you're not going to be attacking across the river, preferably. They're not going to be doing that, and then they do it. They're not going to do that, no, then they do it. Okay, you come. Oh no! Oh well, I've already done it. Entrench. So we've done it. Yeah, no, I should move these guys up that way. At least some of them. Maybe to one that isn't worth it. I'd rather move you into here. Maybe you'll get. So they have a fairly strong lineup here that we can put. Here we can make 4, 4, 6. Yeah, okay. So 1. No, I'm not planning on attacking you. Planning, note that word. Okay, and now they're entrenched all around him. So all of these forces that have appeared down here that are threatening me here, I think a lot of them came from here. Okay, we'll do this one first. Because whatever loss, we're hoping. Okay, well, damn, so I really wanted to kill him. Damn, he retreated. I guess cavalry should be able to, but now here is what we were gonna do is, yep, just walk them out. I'm just not good enough supply. I would have thought, but maybe not. We're down here. This is a little annoying. What do I do? Right. We're just a little too far out. Far out, dude. Okay. Detachment. You move this way into the woods and try and fix it that way. You can move. That would take all your action points, so you wouldn't be dug in. So you move to. Do we attack before leaving? That'll take up some of the points. No. If it really wasn't worth attacking, maybe we should have, but we didn't. Right. Okay. So their pressure on me got me to do things. And that's what I might do now here. Okay, well they retreated. So that way we have a stronger unit out front. Okay, well, that's sort of making their day not go too well. If there's anybody out there on Steam still, other than Lum, or even if Lum is still there, please say hi. I don't know if anybody's actually watching. And I think the other streamers are going to be curious to see if whether it's the sale or if there's just anybody watching on Steam at all. Is it worth our time? I'm going to do it a few more times during the sale, whatever happens. But is it worth it streaming on here? As you know, I'm also streaming simultaneously on Twitch and YouTube, which is definitely worth it. We didn't hit this location, but okay, we have this is, as we can see, fairly stable through here. This here is obviously currently stable. They're going to have a hard time supplying much coming through the Ardennes, just as we would. We're going to take that hopefully next turn, and we're pushing on here. So I think, yeah, let's see what we can do. We don't want to show up right here. Let's hope that is safe. I can just see trying to take Antwerp could really use maybe a couple of more divisions on that front there. All right. Gotta remember to use my air better, or use my air. Let's see. Okay, next turn will be the assault on Namur. So let's give the Frenchies their turn. Oh, no. We want to purchase. Okay, we can get another division. Two more divisions. There we go. We could still pick up that, but I do want to. I don't know a good reason to save. Wait, so let's pick up a detachment. Belgian fortress, yeah, we know you're bombarding people around you. Yep, yeah, they come in for there. This sort of AI logic. They felt bad. Not unexpected. I don't know if we'll be able to pursue effectively. As in, destroy the unit and not be destroyed ourselves. Nope, they pushed us out of our entrenchments. Fortunately, didn't destroy the unit. Okay, well, we have 6 shells currently stored up. Currently, it will be another costly, bloody assault. So, but how many shells we get per turn? And the other game is 2 replacement. You can see their morale readiness now at 50%. Now at what, 48, so it's not hugely crushing them. We can take it, might as well just empty the gun. It's going to take a little while to get them effectively somewhere else. Save the other units a little bit of blood and destruction. Still a bit painful. There we go. Yay. Okay. Okay, the Belgian defenses have crumbled. Right, okay, we can get you all the way to here. Push on them. They should be able to occupy that entrenchment. So we're going to be a bit adventurous there. Yeah, because I move up here, they can just come in and cut me off again here because we want to have as much of the rail, but so we'll move up there and then right. Okay, well. Because if I move right next to it, there's gonna be somebody there. It's gonna go, oh, you made contact, pump, oop. Yep, see, I hate, because I knew I was gonna take that. I just didn't have, well, I guess I had him here that might have, yeah. Okay, learn from my mistakes, people. I could have moved him up to here. He would have seen around there and spotted it, and I wouldn't have had that ugly sort of assault situation here. I don't think they're, again, I keep saying that they're going to assault out of the fortress. They just never do quite as well. But he is in a fortress there. He only has 2 points. Well, we're going to work on cutting that off. 6 points. Oh, good thing I didn't just dash to there. I presume it's going to be empty. These 2 guys, let's see, can we get them fully reinforced? Yeah, like it. Yes, that's why we have to have those forts destroyed. Join the railway so we can strategically redeploy you. Don't know whether we'll use them in Antwerp or Brussels assaults, the artillery that is. Yeah, you have 4 action points, so you're going to come up here and entrench. Now he's not going to stay out there. That is a little too far out there. So he's going to come back to here and entrench. Hold that flank. Oh, I sort of like the idea of pushing through here since I have the railway. We'll go down here. flank you. Now we're going to branch. Nope, straight south. So next turn he will be in a world of hurt if he doesn't move. Only 3 points, only 3 points. So it does sort of limit my effective choices, but we will entrench here. See if I, oh, good advantage on the attack, take it, then I get pounded by all these other guys. So entrench. Entrench, which does rather, I really believe the Strategic Command series is best when it's doing World War I compared to World War II. I mean, World War II is good to very good. It's very good to great when the Strategic Command game when it's doing World War I. That's at least my opinion of it. Just bought the game since it's on sale. I have Classic. Okay, this looks better. I'm a big World War I buff as well, of course. Hello, K. Cole. How you doing? If you haven't already, I'll keep poking people. Please subscribe to the channel. But yeah, no, this is great. Now, if you like the looks of this game and you open your game up and it doesn't look like this, I am using the Blue Max mod. I should maybe say that more often. But the Blue Max mod is a free downloadable mod, and all it does is change sort of the graphical look. I like these. You still got the NATO symbols for the unit types and sizes, plus the men. So it's sort of a mix of symbology. And they do develop over time into the painted stall helm and whatnot for later in the war as you upgrade the quality or the technology of the equipment. The French end up with helmets instead of their red caps and that kind of thing. So if you get your game out and you go, hey, it doesn't look like what I saw played here. This is just a cosmetic mod. Doesn't change it. You can still, when you play multiplayer with other people, you can use it. Doesn't affect gameplay at all. But yeah, so I have not played the Classic, so I cannot, reliably, shall we say, compare Classics to this. Okay, it looks like we might be able to do some good here. Okay, it really does. So, okay, we have our aircraft. It's just down there, but it's too far away. So let's, one looks like I can get the most damage for the least hurt. Okay, good. Kill the unit, that's what I want to do. I want to kill the unit. Don't want to fiddle around with the unit. Don't tickle them, boot them. Okay, now he is attacked, so he can't entrench. But he has not attacked, so he can entrench. Oh, that's so damn tempting. Yep, we're gonna do it. I can kill a unit. Oh, I want to do this. I just can't get him back. Oh well. He is entrenched straight from the south. And there's nobody around here, so we will yeah. Well, we won't go too far out. Let's just, we want to protect him. Let's just move up to here and entrench. Yeah, that looks like the best play. That'll probably save him. Keep saying these things, they don't turn out to be true. you're going to come down. That's 4, so you're going to come here and then stretch. We're also going to stretch. Earlier we were discussing the Belgians didn't fight doggedly like they did during World War One. The way I see things is that many countries had suffered. Terrible casualties during World War One. I just didn't want to go through it again. Oh, I'm not trying to say I blame spiraling. That I blame the Belgians for not fighting doggedly in World War Two. They were devastated in World War One, and they probably thought in World War II that if they lost in World War II, they would have some sort of future afterwards. If they lost. And some of them might have had some sort of future, but and not just what happened with the Jews, but we can look at other sorts of mass removal programs, shall we call them, in like the Ukraine and other places on the Eastern Front. And that's probably not what was in store for the Belgians, either the Flemings or the Wallonians. But I don't think the people of Belgium, the people of France, realized what losing meant in World War II. Now, Belgium and France ended up on the winning sides of the war because the British and the Americans primarily come and liberate them. I mean, they've helped too, but it's primarily the British and the Americans. So they don't realize the stakes because they I think, again, like looking at Franco-Prussian World War One, yeah, the borders get redrawn. And some people decide, well, okay, I'll live under the Kaiser instead of under the Third Republic or whatever, the Second Empire or whatever they might have been in France. And yeah, Alsace-Lorraine sort of changed hands. Okay, no problem. This is my home. I'll stay here. Germans may not be as good of overlords as the French, and I'm not necessarily whether the person in the Alsace-Lorraine primarily spoke French or German. That isn't the point. It's whether it's Berlin or Paris and the overall national communities being the overlords of the region. They might think, yeah, the French would have been better, but I'll live under the Germans, in World War One type terms or Franco-Prussian type terms. Or if I'm, a guy who has the French flag tattooed on my chest and Vive la France and everything else, and this is going to really suck living under the Germans, so I'm going to sell up and move, into French territory, a border change. That's how a lot of people saw the situation for World War II, especially in 1939, 1940. But because we see these, total war, and I don't want to go too far into, but you know what I'm saying, that you don't have a choice but to fight doggedly. Maybe, obviously, yes, the Americans won. They were on the winning side, but giving up doesn't mean surviving. That is a difference that I don't think at the time was recognized. So I'm not like trying to blame them or anything. Just sort of look at it. And yes, war exhaustion from multiple wars, but still, what would the French have done? The French people had done if, in what, June, because it's May is when the Fall Gelb starts. If in June or July or whatever, when after the British have left Dunkirk and got the army out, and the French out, most of the French out as well, and the French end up going back to France. Well, there's stories there. But if they had explained it, okay, your choice is to Not maybe personal survival, because maybe French citizens weren't going to end up in various sorts of camps and other sorts of programs, or just denied food in mass. Let's just say your personal survival isn't necessarily at stake here, but France will be erased from the map. You will now be subjects, not citizens, but subjects of the, new German Reich. What do you think the French would have done at that point? The French soldiers, probably, if their military units were not functional as a fighting force, would have just taken their rifles and headed into the woods and just started guerrilla warfare immediately, and to a point and to a level that was beyond anything that does happen in France during World War II, but would have made the German occupation in 1940 almost untenable. A German appears out on the street in, less than 5 Germans in a group appear on the streets in Paris. The people of Paris will come out with their knives and pitchforks and just start stabbing them. I know they don't have pitchforks in the city. And just anywhere they move in any sort of unit, they just get sniped at. And the Germans are razing cities and butchering everybody there. It's just going to turn into a total war if they really thought France was over. Not just their personal lives or liberty, but if they thought France was going to be over. They didn't think France, and obviously it ended up not being that. But I'm coming to the end of the stream here. But as we can see, whether it's Alexander, Napoleon, or Hitler, ambitions grow as success grows. Napoleon, and I was saying this the other day, when he was in charge of the artillery at the siege of Toulon, when they're kicking the British and the Allied forces the Royalist forces out of Toulon during the French Revolution, I don't even think he's thinking he's going to be, or planning or scheming to be, the next leader of France at that moment. Now, after he successfully marches the army down through Italy and done, amazing conquests down in his Italian campaign, well, now his ambitions are growing, personal ambitions. And then after his success, but failure of the Navy in Egypt, he does come home and eventually overthrows the Directory and takes over France. So his personal ambitions are growing, and same with his sort of French Empire ambitions keep growing. At first, he's an ally with Spain and the Spanish monarchy, and then he wants to take it over for himself, which was a stupid fucking move, because they were quite reasonably, willing to be, an ally. But he wants to put his own, family on the throne and whatnot, and which gets the Spanish people in this, this mass uprising. And Napoleon never really understood what happened in Spain, because when he switches monarchies in other countries, it doesn't happen like that through history. So, if people understood the stakes they were fighting for in 40, whether it's for Belgium or France or whatever, they would have fought harder and more doggedly. But they don't understand that yet. And I'm not trying to blame them or history shame them or whatever. It was the world and the context that they understood. But still, because I label what I do as historical commentary, not just trying to give you facts, but ideas and concepts that affect history. It's important to understand what happens in World War I for Belgium affects Belgium and what they do in World War II. They build fortresses that they think are going to defend them, but they don't see, paratroopers. I mean, they're starting to see tanks, because tanks obviously happen in World War I, but they don't see, vertical envelopment of paratroopers, and defense lines are not meaningless. They're meaningful. That's why the Germans, have the special assaults happening, but and effectively they become speed bumps, but still they're meaningful, but they're not determinate to victory or loss. So probably I'll really enjoy your Warplan vids. Okay, Cole. Yeah, I will be streaming Warplan here in a day or so, a couple days. I think it's Friday. Friday or Saturday. I think Saturday maybe. on my channel and on the sales stuff. Mr. Stater, hi. Where is the discourse? You on YouTube live? Yes, I'm on YouTube and on Twitch, and I'm on Steam at the moment as well. So, and there's my YouTube channel, and you can always scroll down on Twitch to see the link to my YouTube channel. Yeah, such as Ebon Mall. Yeah, exactly. And so, Ebon Mall is sort of the famous fortress with the gliders that land on top of it. But there are others, and those are basically built in response to the Nazis coming to power and the potential threat that they may face. And those fortresses would have been probably effective enough at delaying a World War I type with a few extra tanks, in support. A World War I type assault on Belgium long enough so that the French and possibly the British Army can get in there and entrench and get fully in and not be hitting the flank, or because they're hitting the flank as they're moving north and are pinned while the Ardennes offensive sweeps up around behind them. But had those fortifications been effective here, they could have come in, get fully entrenched. There would have been enough time, come in and the Dutch defenses that did exist, including the special Dutch defense of sinking their country below the sea to hide it from the Germans, could all come in and maybe effectively work. Probably would have without the overwhelming motorization of the German forces compared to World War I, at least, and the speed and ferocity of the attack. And because even if they didn't have the special assaults, Germans had railway guns. Germans had enough bombers. They could have just wrecked the hell out of those fortresses in a few days, and they could have moved. It just would not have been as dramatic or as swift or whatever. And they were using paratroopers and I think some gliders to secure some of the bridges intact. It's been years since I've read some of the details of the campaign. But yeah, so they didn't quite understand the future of war. And I'm not trying to blame, like I say, but just explain how I see it. Okay, guys, so I think this is going to be ending. Mr. Stanner, I try to keep on multiple platforms. So I normally stream both on Twitch and YouTube. So just in case something goes wrong on one or the other, I'm still around. So yeah, okay. So thanks everyone. I will be doing another one Friday afternoon at about the same time, and then Saturday and Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. Pacific time. I will be doing other games. So see you all later, everybody.